Hey there, and welcome to Avian Games. Back with another podcast. I'm whoever I am, Jack. This is Chris, and
I'm Chris.
okay, no, I didn't need that.
Why?
Um,
I just said I'm Chris.
Too much. You're talking too much already.
What?
It's too much in this podcast. We gotta scrap it. You talked way too much. I gotta cut that.
Oh man.
Anyways, we have a couple things we're going to talk about today. Kind of a little all over the place, but the main thing I think that Chris and I were talking about recently, were about card names and how
Suck.
Konami has a hard time. Like Chris said it a little more bluntly, I would guess, but they have a hard time naming things well. Um,
Yeah, they don't do the best sometimes.
and Chris,
And I gotta say, I think it's more recent than not, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I honestly would agree with you. I was looking at over cards today, and I was looking through a bunch of archetypes, and I was looking at all the old ones, and I was like, "Well, this is it. These are pretty good. These aren't terrible. I could see this being this. This makes sense for the art. Oh, that's good." And then some of the new stuff, I'm like, They're just running out of ideas, or like, what is the thought
Yeah.
process here?"
Some of them are just like stupid. Like a lot of the older ones I found that were bad were just kind of like bad because I was like, why is this named this? Like I when going through cards, I stopped on one named Dark Gray.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
it's
the gray
just some
horse.
old, yeah, it's just like a little fucking goat or some shit. Yeah. And I like, what? Why is it named just dark gray? But at the
See,
same time, it's like that's not that bad when like you compare it to like the first one I have here on my list is, I think it's bad because it's way too long of a name. But Neo Super Quantal Mech King Blaster Magna.
oh my God, Jesus
like,
Christ,
like that
that
is just like the longest. Like it's a bunch of like, they were like, this sounds like an adjective. Put it in.
just
Put
throw
it
that in there. Well, before we go on to that, wait a minute. I gotta go back to the gray thing one because I have a quick question for you that maybe I am just lost on. But it's kind of like a wolf mixed with a horse, right?
I thought it was like a goat, but let me
I mean,
what is it? What is it called? Something
the
gray?
dark gray or the gray,
Dark gray?
the dark gray.
Oh,
Oh,
I
well,
shouldn't have
no
just looked.
shit, dark gray types in.
Should not, yeah,
That's
should
all
not have put dark gray on Google.
So, oh, it's like a ram, like unicorn.
Yeah, it's like a
I don't know what it like. It's very alien-like, but the only reason I can think of maybe it's called that, other than the fact that it is literally just dark gray, is you ever see that Liam Neeson film where it was called The
yes,
Gray and he's hunted by
movie
wolves?
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe that's like maybe the like gray refers to something like that, or like a wild beast of some sort.
Well, it does say in its description entirely gray. This
Well,
beast
okay.
has rarely been seen by mortal. They definitely just named it the color. They were like, "What do we name this guy?"
Is that how you spell gray?
With an A? Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was with an E.
Oh, wait. I typed in with an E. Maybe it's one of those things I just like, I saw it and didn't doubt it.
Gray, no, gray or gray.
Is it
This podcast going right. Gray's with it.
gray or
Oh,
gray?
gray. I was just
Is it
spelling
both?
gray and gray are both common spellings. So it's
Oh,
like
it's just,
wow.
yeah, it's just where you are.
Well, okay. Well, I guess I use the more common in the British language. I just been
Yeah,
spelling it wrong this entire time.
I've never thought that until
I
you
just,
asked that. Like, I probably have. I don't think I've ever thought like, how do you spell gray?
yeah, I don't know. I was like thinking maybe it was a different spelling, but
Look at
wow.
this. Could you imagine? Could you imagine owning this company and your whatever you fucking are doing, and your customer requests gray, and you're like, okay, what one? Gray or gray?
Oh my God. Well, now you learn something new every day, people. You know, if you're on the other side of the world, gray is spelled with an E, and if you're in America, it's spelled with an A. It's like, oh, it's a
you know,
color.
you know, it's funny because the viewers aren't seeing what we're looking at right
Yeah, I
now, so
know. It's just
they have
all in
like
my
no
head.
context. They have no context of me asking like, oh, what color do you want? Gray, gray.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. But back, oh yeah, back to the Neo Super Quantal Meckle Schmeckle Mech King Blaster Magna. I,
It's
way
just
too
too
much.
much. Too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's way too much.
There's a lot of names. I also, for some other names here. Do you want to just like get right into it? Go through the
Yeah,
list.
go right through it. Right down through.
I've only got three like specifically long ones, but these are the ones I like always think of. So Neo Super Quantal Mech King Blaster Magna,
Mm,
ridiculous.
hmm
Uh, this one is a lot to me. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity is
See,
a lot to me. And now that I think about it too, Endymion. How do you spell Endymion? What,
it's, well, you
this
spell
guy
it with
is
an E or an A, right?
Oh, Endymion
Oh
is
my
just
god,
a
you're really looking at that's some cool art there.
uh
Oh, his wow, he's got a mouthful of
this
a
one's
thing
long one
too.
too. Endymion, the mighty master of magic. That one's not too bad, I guess.
It
But like
flows because all the M's, I guess,
yeah,
but
it flows easier, but it's still long. Still long as hell.
it's tough when they come up with a lot, like when the archetype itself has a like, because is what is that, red dragon? Is that what that archetype's called? Red dragon?
Yeah, most
Or
people
our
say
red
Red
dragon
Dragon
archfiend?
Archfiend.
Yeah, so like that's already like if you just that itself is just the archetype, like you can't name every card red dragon
Yeah.
archfiend. So that it kind of does make it a little more difficult to go like, oh, now we add three more words and now it's a mouthful.
Yeah, well they should just start a fucking think of different names. Like they don't have to just say Red Dragon Archfiend every time.
Mm.
This is literally like Red Dragon Archfiend was a card, and then they were like, oh, let's make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. And then they were like, oh, let's make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And
Mm.
then let's make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. Because
Mm.
this one's
Mm.
fucking royalty, apparently.
It is royalty. Look at him.
And then my last one I had, other than that Endymion one, was Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon.
That's not a card. I've never seen this card.
You've
It
never seen this
looks
card?
no, but
This
that
card's like infamous for
why
being
is
like
that one word?
yeah, exactly. It's like infamous for just being like one of the dumbest names in Yu-Gi-Oh. Team APS brings this one up all the time whenever they talk about like dumb card designs. Like you'll
Do
always be
they?
like, "Oh, interplanetary purpley thorny dragon."
What
Because
does the
it's
effect do? I don't even know what the effect is of that.
if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand.
Oh,
He actually, there's an episode where Paul from Team APS, you know how sometimes they do those like eBay lots?
yeah.
He pulls like a couple of these, so he puts them in his deck and he summons it like every game.
Honestly,
Like he
it's
comes up
not
and he's always like,
terrible.
okay, interplanetary purpley thorny dragon.
I mean, it's kind of just like a nice little
It's
defense.
not a bad effect. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
not
like
terrible.
almost the type of hand trap or something like that. But
I don't know like
uh,
why I would use that, but like it's cool.
yeah,
Like if you're just doing like a duel like that.
yeah, exactly. But just such a stupid name. Like this thing could have been fucking named anything.
It really
Like
could have.
why?
I don't know what it
And,
is to be
you know what?
honest. It looks
I
like a
get it.
dragon. Yeah, it is a dragon.
There's cards like this though that like I have to believe that Konami did this as a joke. You know?
Well, though, I mean, there's so many cards that I think that Konami just does as a joke. I swear to
Oh
God.
yeah.
It's
But
like
this one is too close to like the name is a joke, and the whole rest of it is totally normal. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get like the effect is good, the art is
It
pretty
does.
good.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't even have like goofy art. That's usually what gives it to me. Is like, is the art good, or are they trying on the art? And like, if they're not, like, oh, it's just a joke card, whatever.
mm,
Because I also found a card. I actually put it on this list, but I took it off because it just is blatantly a joke card,
mm.
and it's instead of Doctor Frankenstein, it's Doctor Frankenderp,
I
and
think I looked at that. I found that because
yeah, it's literally just Frankenstein's monster, like with a derpy face on him.
mm,
That one's wicked stupid. And then another one that honestly does have a dumb name. I didn't put on this list because it is like a joke card a little bit, but it's Anteater eating ant. You ever
I
seen
saw
that
that
card?
one too. Yes, that
I
one
used
is
to
so
run that.
strange.
I used to run that all the time in my deck when I was a kid. That like had like like one copy of everything because that's how it was back then.
Of course, of
But
course.
I always had Anteater eating ant in my deck. Like I
But
always
that
put it there. It's just a massive ant that's about to eat an anteater. The
I know.
anteater
I was gonna
scared
say
shitless.
the yeah
It's
okay
also
yeah,
one word.
the
The
art
problem
is
is,
very strange for this one too. I guess
yeah,
ant
it's
eater eating
eating ant.
ant eater. That doesn't that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. It's like
Ant
like if I
eater.
was to call you like a sandwich eating jack,
Uh,
like it's the ant eats anteater, so it's an anteater
a
eating.
sandwich eating
Ant.
like what an insult. Oh man.
I'm a vegetable eating Chris. I only eat vegetables.
You don't.
You know.
You don't eat
Well, I
vegetables.
do eat fish too. That's it.
Uh okay,
But you know
very
what I mean?
yeah, very
Like it's
strange card. I like
silly
that
card name no matter what.
the funniest shit about it, I think, is that the anteater has one of the. Is that unless I'm mistaken? Is it have one of
That
those
is.
like sweat
Oh wait.
symbol or like the
I feel like the sweat drop or whatever. I
yeah,
think
like
it
as
does.
if it's about to like it's like nervous like without having to
Well, it
like
is about
move.
it. Yeah, well, it's like, isn't it leaning against the corner, like scared shitless?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like oh my god, I'm done.
Don't do this to me, please.
Kind of in the same vein as like Team APS though. I saw. I mean, this is another part that Chris and I kind of sparked this conversation. Um, that they posted about, or Paul posted about this on I want to say Facebook the other day, or maybe it was Twitter, I can't remember. But and I've been playing a lot of Gaia lately, and
Mm.
the cards in the Gaia archetype, and maybe this is just a problem with archetypes that they like hammer into the ground and they're like just based off one monster. I didn't really do a lot of research on like, because I'm sure Dark Magician runs into the same pit here. But it feels like the Gaia really falls into it. So there's Curse of the Dragon, the Cursed Dragon. First of all, that is probably one of the worst names ever, just because it's the same thing twice. Curse of the
Yeah.
Dragon, the Cursed Dragon. Then you have Gaia, the Magical Knight of Dragons, which is Gaia riding the dragon. Then there's Curse of Dragon, the Magical Night Dragon, and then there's Gaia, the Magical Knight. So there's four cards, and yes, I understand that they're a combination of like of them all very like. I guess the one that doesn't make the one that I guess just throws me off a little bit is the Curse of the Dragon, the Magical Night Dragon. I guess that one's it looks like it's like a combination of Dark Magician and the Cursed Dragon. Um, but even the fact that there's the Cursed Dragon without the Curse of the Dragon, it throws me off. I'm getting confused just saying them. I'm
There
looking.
are there's a lot of like I feel like the Gaia stuff and the Blackluster stuff are like kind of poorly named too.
Mm,
Because they're
but
kind of related. But like I'm looking at it right now and like they just always every one of them says soldier twice in it, and it really
oh
bothers me.
yeah.
Like the ritual monster, or obviously not just Blackluster Soldier, but they have Blackluster Soldier, Super Soldier, and they also have Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos.
Mm.
And I
So
really wish it was just like Blackluster Soldier of Chaos or something like that. Like I feel
mm.
like you can get away with that very well, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me nitpicking. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, it's stuff like this, like we were just talking about, though. Like, the archetype is just a card, and the card for Gaia is Gaia the blank, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's like Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin, Gaia the Magical Knight, or Gaia the Knight of something. So, like, there's so many, like, you already have so many words already in there, so then you have to, like, cram in, like, three more words. Here's Soldier Gaia the Fierce Knight.
Yeah.
There's, then there's, what's this one? Uh,
And
Charging Gaia the Fierce Knight.
they already say in half the Gaia cards, this is always counted as like a, or this is counted as a Gaia, the Fierce Knight card or something. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So they can name them whatever the fuck they want.
I
If
don't
they have an
understand.
effect as there that says this is always counted as a Gaia, the Fierce Knight card, then you're fine. Cool. Like,
It throws me off. I guess maybe it just saves them time from doing erratas all the time and stuff like that. But like, why couldn't the archetype just be called Gaia? Like, why did it have to have the and night in every
yeah,
card text?
yeah.
Um,
Well, I feel like there's other archetypes that have gotten like newer support. Like Dark Magician has cards that support Dark Magician, and then it also has cards that support Dark Magician in its text. You know what I
mm,
mean?
yes.
Like I feel like they really could have gotten away with just doing that, and just had these monsters that were like, oh, fucking, I don't know, Gaia the Steward or some shit like that. Like they don't
Gaia
have
the
to fucking have,
Steward.
they don't have to have Gaia the Fierce Knight in every goddamn name
I think
with
they
a new
did.
adjective.
They-
I've also thought of one that I forgot to put it on this list, but I remembered the whole name. Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness.
Jesus.
This is a
Some of
this is a card.
some
This
of these
exists. Also, this is a monster that summons from deck, mind you. Has an effect that you can literally summon it from your deck.
I've definitely seen this. I just didn't know that that was the name of it.
Oh wait, this actually isn't the one that summons from. What's the other one?
I don't know.
There's one of these summoned from deck, and it also has a bad name. So let
You
me
look
see
for
if I can
that.
find this other one.
I also have another one that I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest. And maybe that's just because it's a dinosaur. Well, it's a
Okay.
plant. See, this kind of goes into our next point about like what a thing is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess this definitely is a plant because it's a predaplant, but it looks just like a dinosaur. And the second part of the name is the dinosaur. It's a Helimorphosichus, Cinchus, Helimorphosichus. How do you say that? Heliamaphoringus.
Dude, I don't know what you're looking at. I'm
Yeah,
Heli
predaplant,
Heliumphora
Heliamphornichus.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Helium-4
There
Yu-Gi-Oh.
it is.
Okay.
There it is. How do you say that?
Predaplant. Oh, Helium-4 Hincus is how I
Helium
think it.
for Hinkus. That's how you
Uh,
say
uh,
it.
Well, that Orhynchus thing or whatever's at the end. I think that's how you say that last part. Is like a type of dinosaur. It's like a pterodactyl type kind of dinosaur. There's also like l- uh there's other ones. Land Forhynchus, that link monster.
Well, I know this game has gone past being for children, and it's more for like basically adults at this point. Like, come on, what
Yeah.
child is saying
Like
that?
the problem with this one is I think the Predaplants are based on like I mean, they're based on plants and dinosaurs.
Yeah, so
So
that I'm
I
not
think
worried
they
about
just
that.
really stuck with the dino thing.
But
But I
like,
agree. At a
it is
certain point,
hard.
like name it like I don't know, combine a plant with that name so it's a lot more fucking easy to say. You
I
know what I mean?
exactly. I'm just seeing another one. I'm looking at the Predaplant archetype altogether, and here's another one: Predaplant Calamia do Sundu.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the is that the little one that's like a root with a bunch of pussies on it?
No, it's fucking iguana. Jesus,
Do you know what I'm talking about though?
no.
It's like bacillar or something.
Bunch of
Preda plant. Hold on.
what are you
Preda
talking about?
Banks. Oh, it's Banksy ogre. It's just
Banksy ogre.
gross. It's disgusting. Look at this thing.
Oh yeah, that just ran that right up my
It's
ass.
it's like a fucking. It's like a sweet potato with a bunch of pussies and eyes.
No, it looks like one of those like at the top of wheat, those things like those big like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you
it
that.
is
Yeah.
exactly that.
Whoa. Here's a picture of it from the anime.
Oh my god, I hate it. It's even worse there. Could
It's
you
like a little
imagine
too much
summing
pizza.
that? That's so stupid.
Imagine putting your dick in this one right
Oh
here.
my lord. No one can see this.
Cephalotusk snail.
Like, how do you say, do they say that in the anime? How do they even
Ugh.
translate that?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
smiling at you. Yeah, I have no idea, but they suck dick. I mean, the Predaplants again, they're just tough, but uh, not good names for sure. Every
Mm,
one of those I struggle with.
fair enough.
Would
You
you
got
rather get into the pathway that this follows or the other pathway I have going next?
you know take whatever you want. What do you got next for me? I only have like
Well,
two other ones that really bother me. And for dumb
well,
reason probably. And I don't think you'll agree, but
my next sort here. Unfortunately, I only grabbed. I should have got other archetypes than just fucking Spiral for this one, but I hate it when they name cards in a way that they like can't support the archetype that they support. You know what I mean? So the first one here is instead of this is a spiral card, but it's named Spy Gal instead of Spiral.
oh.
And it's an amazing card, and it would definitely. I mean, I'm not. I don't play spirals, but I've heard other spiral players say that it would be used. And it basically is the same spiral effect. You look at the top card of your opponent's deck, which you probably know by that point. If you get it right, you get to draw a card. And then it's a quick effect. You can target a spiral super agent, which is every spiral monster, basically, that is actually a spiral. And then an opponent's monster, and you get to compulse both.
Oh.
So it is a draw and a quick effect compulse, but no one plays it because it's a spy gal and it doesn't work with any of the spiral, the rest of the spiral cards. And I also double checked. This is after spirals came out. So this was like a second wave of spiral support. They didn't have a link monster yet. And this is when the fucking second wave came out and they were like, "Oh, we got to give him something." And they gave him this shit instead. And they also gave him another. This is just Spiral's the first archetype I thought of when I thought of this. But they also have another one called Charming Resort Staff, which again is a spiral card. If you zoom in here, if a spiral super agent controls destroyed by Valor sent to the graveyard, well, this card's in your graveyard. And like it's a spiral card and you can't use it because
Wow,
it
that
isn't.
sucks.
Yeah, it's and like cards like that are just so dumb.
I will say the art of this card doesn't really make any sense to me for Spiral too. This
The
seems
only thing that makes sense is, which it doesn't make sense. Why is it zooming in here? Is this person on the left right here that like you can't
oh
see?
yeah, she's in one of the other
Is
arts.
it's yeah, it's uh she's for the field spell, I think. I think she's
Mm.
in the field spell.
But
She's
like
like
she's
the
not even the
fucking
focus. Like that's not even the point.
yeah,
I don't like that
exactly.
could be anyone.
The
I mean,
only thing
fucking
oh, there's
pot of
also the
greed.
guy. There's a guy in back there too,
Yeah, he's
Spiral
like
Super Agent.
some paying attention
But
maybe.
the only thing I've always assumed that this was supposed to be like an agent in disguise. You know what I mean? Like in
Maybe.
fucking movies when like all of a sudden like the waiter pulls out a gun and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're cops."
That's definitely her right
like
there.
like I don't fucking know. That's the only thing I've ever thought of though. That's the
Mm.
only logic I could come up with. But that kind of shit is like why? Why do that?
You really just like
Don't even print the card.
you're
Just
teasing the fan of like a deck, and you're like, yeah, fuck you. We're not gonna give you exactly like real support.
yeah, you know, like at this point, I feel like they should immediately know no one's gonna play it. So at that point, just make it a generic card. Make it a fucking a normal monster that when it's on field and another monster you control be destroyed, you bounce a card or something like that. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like something stupid. Don't make it this dumb fucking name. I hate it. It pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that becomes is that become too powerful if you can search it. I don't know. I don't
I
play
mean,
spirals.
they were already tier 0 and they haven't been played ever since then because they can't
Oh, remember
they don't have
that?
nightmares anymore. Like I can't imagine spirals with this card being a spiral, they'd be meta contender. I
Ooh,
can't imagine. You
that
know what I
that
mean?
was a brutal time. I remember getting absolutely clapped at a locals with someone playing Spiral. I brought
Oh,
trains.
really? I don't think
Oh
I
man,
ever played them when we went to locals during that time. I don't think I
disastrous.
ever. They are crazy. I've tried to rebuild them like in the past year as just kind of like a hand control type deck, you know?
Hmm. I think I'd be mad
With
if you
like
did that, but
well it's like so inconsistent. It's just like you ended up having to run like a bunch of compulses, which again you can't search. This card would have been good for it, but again, can't search.
so like the
Uh
Trickstar also got like how you can't
Trickstar.
not very consistent anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Similar vein. I mean, I just try to make I like the art on them a lot. I think just Secret Agent's kind of cool
Yeah,
thing to
they
go
are really
for, but
cool. I mean, I do like the ship ones are really awesome. I love the ones that are like very have the like
oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember what that one's
L-
called. Isn't that the one that
Drone.
actually got hit? Yeah.
Uh that's not the one that got hit, but the one that searches that one got hit.
Oh,
Master Plan.
gotcha.
Or sorry, I'm sorry. Master Plan is not the one that got hit. It's Quick Fix.
Quick fix. I'll give
Yeah,
you a
Quick
quick
Fix
fix if you
got
know what I mean.
hit. That was a bad
um,
joke. Okay, what's your
so this next one, and I talked a little bit about it last night with you, and I don't think you said you were fine with it, but I want to add another one to the list of why it annoys me. And it's so
well,
subtle.
I know what you're gonna say. I don't like it.
So the
I was
first
just
one
telling you what they were.
for the people out there is Adignister. First of all, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I guess it's AI. I understand that. I like the AI cards. AI is fine. Just call them AI. They all should be AI. But at
Yeah.
Nixter, having the at symbol in the title of all the names just pisses me right off. That is a symbol. That's not a name. You can't just call someone like I don't just go, hey, my name's Jack at symbol. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. I know these are fictional things. And the other one I want to add to it is the live twin. First of all, I hate live twin. I think it's a dumb name. I
Oh,
think it's a
with
terrible translation, but they have stars in their name. What the fuck is that?
yeah.
I
Well,
like I think
I
that's
don't
dumb.
mind live twin
Well,
because they're supposed to be live streamers.
I get that. Just name it something else, like live streamer then. Like that I have been way, but live
Well,
twin is just like two words, like not even that
oh
can't go
no, see,
together.
no, I really like it because it goes from the live because they're also fucking like supervillains or whatever. So
Yeah,
then
like
like
there's
literally
evil
backwards it's
twin.
evil. Yes, I think that's cool that they go for the live and evil thing. But the
There's
star, I'll agree with. I mean, you should never like
could it just be
consistently
like
just put a symbol in randomly.
could it just be like live streamer, evil streamer? Like couldn't it have been the same thing?
I mean, it could have, but I think live twin sounds better than
Does
live
it?
stream or evil
Live,
twin.
live
I
twin,
think
I just
so.
feel like two words that are just like live cantaloupe.
Yeah, but like that's kind of like how streamers are too. You know what I mean? Like
What?
our account's called Avian Games, and our channel has nothing to do with birds,
Well, they don't know that.
other than that we like birds.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't know. There's so many, only so many
But
domains you can pick. I mean, they can pick all the domains.
I do agree though with the star. The star is dumb.
The
It's
main point
kind
of
of
this
like
was the
it's just
star
weird.
and the at symbol. Like, why are those in the titles? That was my main point to that. Not, I mean, I have my own gripes about. It's just like an own personal bias that I don't like evil or
Yeah.
evil twin or live
I don't
twin. But
I don't
uh,
necessarily hate the at Ignister thing. I don't like the symbol portion of it, but like something about it I don't necessarily hate. The part that I do hate about it is that all the cards are not at Ignister cards, they're AI cards. But I really like did I say spells and traps? Is that what I said?
I think you
for
just
that
said
part?
all cards, but I know
Okay,
what you
yeah,
meant.
I meant the spells and traps are AI, not Agnister cards.
Hmm.
But I really like it because the spells and traps use the AI to do the I sound. So, I would like it way more if all the names of the monsters just had that kind of pattern to them.
I just wish they
You
were
know what
all
I mean?
AI. I don't understand why they couldn't have been all AI. I guess it would have been easier to search everything that way. Kind of like how Branded and Despia like broke up there.
Yeah, but you could always sort it as like AI spell trap and AI monster. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you literally could have just specified like you can search only blank,
Yeah.
only blank. Like I don't see how that's so
Yeah.
hard.
I like the AI more. It also is made worse too by the fact that the character in the show, or the main character who is an AI from Vrains, his name is I.
Oh,
Like it isn't like it literally is I. They really just had to go with the fucking
so why is there an at symbol? I don't understand. What was the point of that?
I don't know. I never finished the series. So
Oh God.
honestly, I think the AIs are being controlled by bad people, and I think the bad people have something to do with like the Ignister part, maybe.
Well, even if it's
But
Ignister, I don't understand why it has to be at Ignister. Why couldn't it just like honestly, if you just named it
I don't
Ignisters
know.
or like the Ignisters, that fine. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is, but like
yeah.
that's fine.
Still be that'd be cooler.
It's really not a big deal to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was those are my other two that I had gripes with. I don't think there were any other
We
symbol.
I
I think
thought you
those
had
are.
another. I thought you didn't like Onomatsu either.
Oh, I really
Go go
don't.
go.
I mean, I
Do
like
do do.
the idea, I guess, that they're just onomatopoeias, but I don't know. It just feels like you
They
could
are
just
weird.
it's like a way to just like to just make a card anything. Like you could just make it like fluff fluff fluff, poo poo poo, but
Yeah.
oh, it's an onomatopoeia.
Honestly, I don't really mind them in I think they're kind of fun to say, so I don't mind them the most. The problem with Autobots to me is that they are just like random monsters that all have those names. Like you can't do anything with something named Go Go Go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not really a theme other than their
Yeah.
names,
So
right?
so it's just like, oh, it's a dwarf. He's Dododo dwarf. That's what he is. You better
Mm.
trust me.
You
Like,
better trust me. Believe me. God
yeah, like
damn it, you believe me.
that's all you have going for it. Is like, oh yeah, it's just whatever they picked it. So
I didn't
I
even
don't know.
think about that. Yeah, that's kind of a that adds like a whole other reason why I don't like. I think that's only another personal gripe that like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I guess that there's I don't know. Just it like I the more you talked about it yesterday, I was like, I guess that like it's I understand what they're doing. It's just, like it's an onomatopoeia, and that's why they're all different things like that, and they're all different like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It just kind of
It's
seems like just
I
splurting of letters.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's good in like on paper. I don't even want to say good. It's all right on paper to be like, oh yeah, we can name it based on automatopoeias. Like, oh, that's interesting, I guess. But then you have fucking the point where you're like, okay, let's make them, and then you're like, okay, let's abandon the idea. Let's like
This
let's
didn't
leave
this
that
didn't
one
make it
alone.
past the
Yeah,
brainstorming session.
yeah, like those were definitely first drafts, and they were like, oh, we got to keep them.
We need to put
Like,
something out now.
yeah, no one has a better idea here. Um, do you have any others before I go over my last
The only other ones I
set?
had, I like basically are just old cards. I think like there's no,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I like
big
they're
long nose or old long nose or whatever.
yeah they're just one offs. That there's nothing really wrong. Great long nose, bird face. Like bird face is literally just a bird. I think that, but those are like the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I can like kind of get past that. That it's like that's not bird face. Maybe it is an archetype. I don't know. I have no idea what some of those older archetypes you can make, but uh
It's not. There's not.
like it's just a bird. He literally is just a bird. There's nothing
Yeah,
complex about him. But I can give it some passes. That's why it's kind of annoying though with this new stuff. Like you've been in the game for how long, and this is what we're coming up with. Come on,
yeah. Seriously, I totally get that.
no, but take it away on your
I
last one though.
my last ones, I have two left, but it's similar category here, and it's like when they combine archetypes to like that are totally unrelated. And I have an example that is like a naming one, and then one that is it just a card says it's always treated as another card, and it makes no sense to me. And the first one here is there is a I found this out because I've been looking up Raw recently, as you know.
Mhm,
Remember how I played you, I think last night, with Volcanics?
mhm.
There is a raw spell card that is always treated as a volcanic spell and trap card.
Oh,
And they are not obviously not related because I fucking like Merrick's not using goddamn or who has Ra in the anime? Is it Merrick?
Uh, yes.
Yeah, like he's not using volcanic cards, you know? Like that's not his archetype, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Sure.
I, I've, I'm pretty sure volcanics
No,
from
he doesn't. He
GX.
doesn't use volcanics. I've never seen him
Yeah.
pull out a volcanic.
And they have a spell card which is Blaze Cannon, which is literally the name of the attack that Ra uses in the anime. Like when Merrick tells him to do the attack, it is Blaze Cannon. And that spell card is always treated as a Blaze Accelerator spell and trap, which is a volcanic spell and trap cards. And it makes no sense. That just pisses me off. But that's not really a naming thing. It's just an always treated thing. And in a similar vein to that is we've already talked about it, Jack, is the new Noble Knights cards.
Mm-hmm.
I have beef with those ones because they're not really Noble Knights cards.
But yet,
Like
they're noble knights.
yeah, like why were those printed? And honestly, I had to do research for it. So if you fucking don't know, they are Noble Knights, which in the anime are called Sacred Knights, are also used by the same person who plays the Floor archetype. So they just kind of randomly printed these extra cards that are Noble Knights, like with an apostrophe, and they support Floor cards, and like one of them actually helps Noble Knight cards. And it helps light warrior monsters, which are all the support cards that are like helping Floor in this instance. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's just like super dumb and I hate it. And like there's no reason for them to be combined into like that archetype like that. It's silly. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, honestly, they don't even look very similar to the other noble knights either.
Yeah. Well, what really breaks it too is the Noble Knights are based on fucking like King Arthur.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So what are these guys?
I don't
Like
know what that is. I'm
what's
looking at
what
Noble
is with
Knight's
the
shield bearer right now for anyone that's because you're not gonna
yeah.
be able to see it. But what the hell is that? What is that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's a little like I think this is
What the hell is that? Is that a different version of it? Is that just like
this is
the non holographic
this is
version?
looks like Duel Links.
Oh, okay.
I did notice I looked these up on uh Omega, and some of these have like radically different from their TCG cards to their Duel Link cards.
Huh.
And
Weird.
I don't know why they're even in Duel Links to begin with, but uh
Yeah, but like
it's just
they seem so different than Noble Knights. Like not even remotely the same.
yeah. Well, listen to this effect here. You can banish this card from your hand or field. Add one level 6 or lower Wind Beast monster from your deck to your hand.
Hmm.
What? I'm sorry. Can we just how many Wind Beast monsters are we gonna see if we go through this here? These are
Two
Noble
Noble
Knights.
Knights. Not a
These are Noble Knights.
not a single one here.
How many Wind Beast monsters do you see? And it just makes no sense. I would even get it more if the floor cards supported Xyz summoning, which is like the main focus of Noble Knights.
Yeah.
But they are a synchro infusion archetype.
Mm.
It's like not even the same extra deck type. Like you can't even use them together other than like I guess you could synchro Baron to floor if you want to spend the 150 to buy your copy.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't do that?
It's just so stupid. Like it makes no sense. Also, the floors are prime example for we didn't even mention it in this in the podcast yet, but cards that have like really deceitful typings despite their names.
Oh, those are the
Oh,
worst. I can't. What's that one that's the machine one? Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
this
one.
one. It's this
This
one.
one.
Yeah.
Floor Synchron. It's literally a plant. It's a machine.
Actually, like I understand. Chris and I were talking, going back and forth about like cards that, especially even the Predaplant. We were talking about it earlier. Predaplant, how like they look like dinos, but like you can really tell that they're like a dinosaur that's made of plants, which is fine. So it's a plant. Okay, got it. But the
Yeah.
Flora Synchron, nothing about it gives me a machine vibe whatsoever. Nothing.
Yeah. And this is the one
It
that
is a plant.
really bothers me. Or this example, because there's a lot of examples to use for dragons.
Oh God.
Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, Fiend Fusion.
Why
Come on.
is that a fiend? It has
Come on.
dragon in the. If it has it in the title, I think it has to be that type. Like that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
It like default it has to be. And what makes it worse is aren't the rest of these dragons? Like they're not all the branded stuff isn't all fiends, right? I think
Um.
some of them are dragons. I believe so.
Well, I know
Dragon,
one is at
right
least
here.
dragon. Yep, that one's a dragon.
Yeah, that's a dragon. So why can't the other one be? Where are some others? Dragon.
Dragon. Oh, another dragon. What? I'm
Uh,
dragging these nuts on the floor right now, Konami. I
it's just so stupid. It like really. This one's a
oh, this
beast.
one's a beast, but I could
Also has dragon.
justifiably maybe say dragon. Oh, it has dragon in the title too. Oh my god.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
Bergrand the Glory. So it's weird that
Yeah.
some of them are
Dragon.
dragons and they look like dragons, and then some of them have dragon in the title, but then don't have the type of dragon. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on?
And isn't Albaz a dragon? Or is Albaz a fiend?
I think I was P. Oh, it's
Albaz a dragon.
Oh wow.
A fucking being that is a dragon is fusing into other dragons but making fiends. What is this one?
He
This
looks
one
more
is
like a fiend.
this one's a worm.
How
Worm.
do
You know what? I can understand worm because
Why?
it is literally just the Asian word for dragon.
See,
A worm is a Chinese dragon.
but
It's
but
also the
no.
wrong it is still wrong because it isn't a worm. Like that, you know what I mean? Like a worm has a very specific shape to it.
Well, you know what's still wrong about it is that it has dragon in the title, Chris, and dragon is a type.
Is it? Wow, I didn't even know they did this now. The search, it purposely gave this Google search with relevancy to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, awesome. That's nice.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, because fuck,
Sea
worms are supposed to be
serpent.
like worms are supposed to be like long and like
They look a lot like the Tenyis.
yeah. All the tennies are worms. Those
Yeah.
are like actually like appropriate looking worms, but like
Mhm.
that last one is not a worm. Wherever that went, I don't right there.
Yeah, he's just a big old dragon. He looks like freaking Godzilla.
It's so stupid. And there's tons. I think Dragon has a lot of these. Warrior, like you said, has a ton of them.
Yeah, they're
Like
just like there's blatantly obvious. Like it should be one thing, and it's like, you know what? We're gonna make it a totally other thing because we need to. You
Yeah.
should have gone back to the drawing board then and gone, we need to make a different art for this. We can't, like, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like there
Yeah.
was like some miscommunication, and they just were like, you know what? We have to get this on time. We have a quota that needs to be met. No one's gonna question it. Just put it out there.
You know what I honestly bet part of it is that this deck doesn't auto lose to there can be only one. I fully bet Konami was like,
Huh.
oh yeah, let's make an archetype that's good. And they were like, let's give it a dragon, a worm, a fiend, a beast.
That is a very
Because
interesting
now you can
idea.
fuse into whatever you want.
Yeah, but like I don't. That'd be a really, if that was what their thought process was to doing that, I'd be very frustrated. Oh, go down one. What's that? What's that one? The big guy.
Oh,
What is
a
he?
fiend. He's a fiend.
Oh, he's a
But
fiend.
he actually, I think, is like
He doesn't look like a dragon though.
yeah. He's like some all kind of wacky shit.
He's,
I'll give him this
he's
one.
wacky. Wait a minute. Now that I look at it,
I don't know.
it looks.
He could
It could
totally.
be a worm. It could be a dragon or a worm.
I think
Proskynman
I think either one could.
or reptile.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly,
guess fiend is
I
fine,
think
but-
any of these could work because this is also like. I mean, I don't know where anything is. I see two dragon-looking heads, but those could be fucking arms for all I know. You know.
I mean, it looks like the wings are in the back. What the hell are those things in
Yeah.
the back? Those look like dragon wings.
But like, I can't find a face. You know.
I think I think one's looking. I think it's two heads. I think there's one looking at you, and then on the right side is it's like sideways looking.
See, but this gives me like twin-headed behemoth vibes.
Twin-headed behemoth. Oh yeah.
Oh, but I guess those are the heads though.
And he's a dragon.
Well, you know what?
If it's twin-headed behemoth, then he should be a dragon.
Yeah, 2001 Konami figured it out, dude.
Exactly. They knew what they were doing.
Two dragon heads on the arms is a dragon.
Anyways, you know, I will say, Chris and I do a lot of complaining on our podcast. I will say that I've noticed that we usually when we make a podcast, it's like, let's bitch about this because fuck this. Konami needs to get their shit together. But there are a lot of good,
syndrome.
like, oh, you know what? We didn't even mention the one that is the worst one.
What one?
We didn't even bring up for hire. Chris
I mean,
has
that
a
one.
vendetta about that one.
That one's just sad.
Like
I really on paper, there's not much wrong with it. It's just bad in comparison. I mean, they went from the Skyfang Brigade to for hire. And the fact that they're the only archetype that has literally like a pun in every card effect they have.
Yeah, like that's the other biggest problem. It almost seemed like that's why they changed it, just to be like funny almost.
Yeah.
I
Like you can special summon one monster for hire.
got him. Dumbasses, we're gonna ruin this archetype. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you can special summon one monster for hire.
That is the dumbest shit ever. Why is it phrased like that?
Oh my god. And then let alone the fact that they were like one of the biggest flops that I've ever been expected or excited for in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, Chris was
Like
so jazzed to get this archetype, and boy, is it stink.
well, you know what really fucked it is this archetype was coming out when MX Saber Invoker was still legal.
Mm.
And that's a rank 3 and it was super fucking nice having it in this deck. And I remember when I was testing the deck before it came out, like I basically played like MX Saber Invoker Turbo in order to get the fucking for hire thing going. And then they banned it like before the deck even came out, and I was like, wow, I am just gonna end it.
It's just like, I mean, kind of different because FA wasn't just coming out, but I got FA, and it was like,
Yeah,
what
Ancient
do you
Fairy.
mean Ancient Fairy Dragon's banned?
Oh,
Ancient
sucked.
Fairy Dragon come back. I don't know. Is that too false to say?
No, I mean I've always thought it could come back, but I mean
I
I
don't
don't know.
see
They're
why
like
that would be such a big issue.
it confuses me because I feel like they are worried about field spells, which I get because terraforming and metaverse are off. But
You can't conduct the battle phase that you do this turn, and then you can destroy as many field spells on the field as possible. And if you do, gain 1,000 life points, and then you can add one field spell. I guess that I don't know. It's a
I
good
don't
card.
see much. It is a good card, but it is not a good enough card that not every deck is going to play it. It's going to be field based or field spell based decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you said, you skip the battle phase, and you have to make a Synchro 7 before you do anything else. Which, quite frankly, like a lot of decks, if they're making a Synchro 7, aren't going for Ancient Fairy Dragon. Like they're going for Dawn Dragster. They're going for
It really just
Crystal
blows
Wing
my
or
mind because
Clear Wing or something.
this is just like, oh man, we got some spell trap removal. This could be like, why this only can be the field spell. So not situational, I guess, but like not every deck runs a field spell. So like this,
Yeah.
you run this going in thinking like, oh, I either have to go against a field spell or my deck runs field spells that I want to destroy. Which I guess that it does. That was the whole reason to run an FA. But I don't know. I feel like that's so situational. I don't even know what was going on. Something must have been really big, and because that happened as soon as we were getting into it. I don't know what was it hitting that like was so popular about it.
I have no idea.
I have the secret rare. I don't know how much that one is.
Dude, I was about to say, I mean, I could just pull Trig and buy this ulti.
Well, it's
heavily played. Oh
but, I mean,
shit!
you probably get okay. It's a little more than that. Light blade on limb, $50, $60. First edition light play, $140.
Back up here.
You want the first edition?
So 79 for an ulti. I love Ultimate Rare is my favorite rarity.
Ghost Rare is my favorite.
So I would Ghost Rare is on here too. There's also a God. When
there is a Ghost Rare one too, isn't there?
Oh wait, shit.
It doesn't look. This one doesn't look good though.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot.
It looks gross. But anyways,
way more expensive though.
Oh yeah, Ghost Rare I think is rarer than Ultimate Rare. I would think they only do Ghost Rares like for certain sets, and Ultimate Rares at least come out every OTS pack.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways, that's what we got today. I had some questions for you, but I think I'm gonna save them for a different video because we've been going for a little while now. I think that's enough.
Oh really?
Enough for now. I don't.
How long is it going?
Like 43 minutes, 44 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought we were like 15 minutes in.
15 minutes, Chris.
My God, we really went off.
But thanks for coming. Please comment down below card names that you hate, cards that you don't like, just because of the text
archetype
of them,
names you think are bad.
Yeah, archetype names in general that you don't like. Let us know what you feel, and kind of tell us about just bitch. I love to bitch. Chris and I enjoy bitching, so just bitch down in the comments.
Honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh is probably the easiest card game to bitch about. Probably.
It really is. It's just
Konami just fucks up everything. So I mean,
or when Konami doesn't fuck up, I'm just bitching that I fucking suck at the game, and I'm like, God damn, this sucks.
No, I think Konami's always fucking. If you're bitching about the game, you're probably bitching about something that Konami made too good.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck Konami.